Being a parent to a teenager can definitely be a challenge. There's drama and stress and teen angst about a lot of things going on in their lives, especially when they think they've fallen in love with the first time. And here's some advice on strengthening that relationship between you and your teen is Master Mom Amanda Olson. Amanda, appreciate you being here today.
Thanks, Chris.
Those first budding relationships, they can be a stressful time.
They are, and the thing that I like to talk to parents about is to, sometimes we just are involved in our own lives and we forget what it was like to have that first love or that
Right.
first breakup, and
Yes.
and we know it's going to be okay and they're going to meet somebody new,
Right.
but at that moment in time they don't. So I encourage parents just to kind of step back and realize that those feelings are very real to them and they are so important to them. And to don't say, oh, you'll find somebody new, or don't worry, you'll get over this and meet somebody else. That's not really what they want to hear.
Right.
They want to sit down and they want to cry or yell, or and you can be a great place for them to go, a safe place for them to go and get those emotions out, and just hug them and say, I understand how you feel, and be there for them.
I think sometimes we forget too that maybe during our teen years we feel things maybe emotionally a lot more intensely than we do the rest of our lives.
Absolutely. They're going through, their whole body is changing. They're, everything is new to them.
Right.
School is harder.
Right.
They find themselves in social groups that they never had before, and and finding that first love or that first breakup is very big deal.
I find sometimes when I've got two teenagers, and I find sometimes dealing with mine, it's hard to just sit there and keep your mouth shut and listen. It really is. You're wanting to give advice. You're wanting to say, hey, I did this, but a lot of times that comes off as I walked 10 miles in the snow to school both days.
Exactly.
But sometimes you just need to be there as a shoulder to cry on, a person to talk to.
Yeah, they can feel like nobody understands me, or you don't really understand, when we start giving our advice right away without just sitting back and listening. So you're right, it does take time to just stop, let them talk, and if you can just say, I understand, and let them work through it, and when they're calmed down, then you can talk about your life experiences and how you know this is going to be okay.
And I think a lot of times we just need to zip it and just, sometimes the toughest love is letting them venture out on their own.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's hard on the parents.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
And so for the parents too, it's a time of learning for them as well, especially if you got a new teenager.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I want to reach out to families is because it is something I have been through.
Right.
I do work with teenagers. Actually, the preteen teen is one of my favorite age groups to work with.
Right.
And just listening to them, and they feel that they're not heard. And so as parents, I just like to help them understand, if you can let your teen know that you hear them and you understand, they're going to be more apt to come to you with problems and situations and know that they can trust you.
And I think I think every generation says this at some point, but I think times are tougher on our youngsters now than they were when I was that age.
They're very
because
different.
It's different. It's a whole different. Technology's different. A lot of things are different.
Yeah, I think of how fast things have changed just in the last 15 years, and for them, that's their life.
Yes.
We remember, at least I do, before the internet.
Right. Oh, and, absolutely I do, yes.
So
when you actually had to pick up a rotary phone and call your girlfriend.
Right, yeah. And my brother would get on the other line and, embarrass me the whole time. So.
And before we let you go, you've got a big tournament coming up this weekend. You want to get the word out about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's free to the community. It's going to be held at the Holiday Inn down in Johnson City, and it's all day Saturday. There's going to be from 4-year-olds to adults and black belts and beginners. It's going to be just a fun event to come especially if you have weather like this. You want to come inside and watch some martial arts. It's going to be great.
All right. Master Mom Amanda Olson, thank you so much. Great advice today. Just listening to our teenagers. It is Olson's Martial Arts Academy right down the street here on Cherry Street. There's a couple of websites. And also, check out AskMasterMom.com as well.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by